Speaker John Boehner's weekly address there, discussing the issue that is certainly heating up the hill right now, and that is the question of defunding Obamacare to fund the government. That's the question out there. And joining us right now to discuss that from Capitol Hill is Republican Congressman Marsha Blackburn of Tennessee. Congresswoman, thanks for being with us here today. Sure. You saw the numbers that the Speaker brought forward as he was referencing the CBO, but the CBO also saying, if we're appealing here to fiscal conservatism, that if you were to repeal or defund Obamacare, you would actually increase the debt here by over $130 billion. How do those numbers come together?
Well, what you've got to realize is the CBO does not use a dynamic form of scoring. They use a static form of scoring. And the other thing that you have to realize is that, remember now, Obamacare was to be an $863 billion program. After they passed and read the bill, it was $1.4 trillion. And the budget number they gave us this year to work with is $2.6 trillion. And what we're seeing is that it is tripling in cost very, very quickly. So we know the cost of Obamacare is going to continue to rise. And if you were to put in free market provisions, repeal this law, get people back to work, let companies go back and run their insurance programs with their employees as a benefit program that they want to run it, that you're going to accelerate jobs growth in the economy. So the Speaker is right on this, and I think that we all know Obamacare is a program that is too expensive to afford. That is why the majority of the American people want it off the books.
Congresswoman, and that is the question of the leadership of Speaker Boehner. And I want to move to a tweet that came from a fellow Republican, Tim Griffin of Arkansas. And he tweeted yesterday, "So far, Senate R's are good at getting Facebook likes and town halls, not much else. Do something." Is there a civil war brewing on the Republican Party, Senate and House?
No, not at all. Not at all. We're trying to spur our colleagues in the Senate to help us to delay, defund, repeal, replace Obamacare. It's what we want to do, and it's what our constituents want, what the American people want by an overwhelming majority. More than 2/3 of the American people don't understand this. They say it's going to make their health care worse. People are losing their jobs. 30 hours is now the work week. My goodness, you've even got the AFL-CIO saying, let's get rid of it.
As we watch what is being said by certain fringes of the Republican Party, as well as what's being written about what they are saying, and I'll go to Kirsten Powers in the Daily Beast, who wrote, "It's a bit of a murder-suicide," she says. "The House Republicans' willingness to lay waste to the country to satisfy their fringiest faction will ultimately guarantee the GOP irrelevancy as a national party. In the meantime, they seem determined to take us all down with them." Now, former George W. Bush advisor Nicole Walsh echoed some of those thoughts earlier today. Take a listen to what she said on Morning Joe.
It is your job as the parent to hold the child in the scooter from running into traffic. Ted Cruz is responding to what is a genuine sentiment out there. However, when Republicans run into the street, despite the fact that there's a flashing red light, they're going to get hit by the cars and killed. So this is stupid politically.
So it may be politically stupid for 2014, or is it really 2016 that this messaging is destroying the GOP chances for 16 and, for that matter, the possibility of taking over the Senate?
Oh, I think that the American people are so totally behind getting rid of this law. And whether it is my legislation that would delay the implementation of Obamacare for 1 year, H.R. 2809, and you heard the Speaker reference that in conjunction with looking at the debt ceiling, or it is the efforts to defund it, whether it's for a short period or a longer period. What we have seen is that the imposition of Obamacare is driving up health insurance costs. It is driving down access to health care. It is costing jobs in this country and is resetting the work week from a 40-hour work week to a 30-hour work week. All of these are bad for America and bad for our economy, and that's why people are saying, let's get rid of this. Let's go back and look at some sensible reforms. It is why my colleagues and I I introduced an alternative to Obamacare yesterday so people can do a point by point and look at what we would offer in a patient-centered free market environment and what Obamacare does in a government-centric, government control environment.
Representative, but the CBO also says if we were to delay it by 1 year, we would exacerbate the problem of 11 million uninsured. It would go to 13 million if we tried to delay it by 1 year. We've got to go. Thank you so much, Representative Marsha Blackburn, today. Appreciate your time. I'd like to